Hey guys, Mr. B here. I want to give you some homework help tonight. Number 4, don't do it. The comparison should have been quarts to quarts, not quarts to liters. Students in 6th grade are never going to have to switch between customary units and metric units for conversion. So don't worry about number 4. We'll deal with it in class. On the rest of these, I'm just going to do a quick walkthrough here. And I know that I'm giving away answers. That's not really what I care about. I care about the student's thought process. So hopefully they can watch this video and get their thought process going through what it takes to solve questions like this. William purchases half a dozen cookies for $5.88. Explain how you can determine the unit cost of the cookies. Unit cost is the cost of one cookie. If you know that 6 of them are $5.88, then you can divide $5.88 by 6 to get that cost per cookie, which is 98 cents if you do the division. So you go and set it up correctly. $5.88 divided by 6. It's not very hard division. You can get to 98 cents pretty easily. So one cookie costs 98 cents. So write an expression using the unit cost to find the cost of 3 dozen cookies. Well, 3 dozen cookies is 36 cookies. So if you know how much one costs, you can multiply it by how many you need. And again, I multiplied it wrong right here. Went back and corrected it. And $35.28 is what you get when you multiply 98 cents times 36 cookies. Alright. And number 2, Malika needs to purchase barbecue sauce for her backyard barbecue using the information in the table. Explain how Malika can determine which sauce is the best buy. Well, you don't even really need to tell me which one is the best buy. It doesn't ask you for that. It says explain how she could determine it. It's just like the question above. If you divide the cost by the number of ounces for each one of these, you're going to get the cost per ounce. You're going to get a unit rate. So that's what I did. I took this cost and divided it by the ounces for each one of these as we went through. I showed my work on a separate piece of paper because there was quite a bit of dividing to do. It wasn't that difficult. I had to do a little bit of multiplication to help me along and figure out my unit rates on these. It really wasn't that much to find all 4, so I went ahead and did it. Those answers gave me 18 cents per ounce for A, 16 per ounce for B, 15 per ounce for C, and 17 per ounce for D. So the best buy would be brand C. It's the cheapest that you get for the ounce. So that would be the best buy if you're going to solve it all the way through mathematically. And number 3, table shows the results of a survey of 100 people. So you could add them all up to make sure that it's a 100, but it tells you it's 100 people. And it says, if 250 people purchase chips, how many would be expected to buy potato chips? Well, potato chips was 14 out of 100 in the original ratio, 14 out of 100. So if we want to figure out how many's in 250, we just need to play around with the numbers a little bit. So that says 200 there. It's a little hard to read, but so you know it's 14 for every 100. That means if you add another 100, you're going to add 14 more. If you double 100, you're going to double 14. So that's 28 people if you surveyed 200 instead of 100. Okay. Likewise, if you surveyed half as many people, you're going to have half as many choose that. So 100 divided by 2 is 50. 14 divided by 2 is 7. So here's your 50. Here's your 200. This one was 7 people for 50, 28 people for 200, and 28 plus 7 is 35. So that means 35 people out of 250 would be expected to buy potato chips if you kept the ratios intact. So I hope that helps the kids think through numbers 1 through 3. And again, apologize for the mistake in number 4, and we'll deal with that later. Have a good night.